Always, you should see a little red tab pop up, and you know what that
Mhm.
means. We are live.
But you know this shit's fire.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another live Pin the Gas podcast on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. And I hope every single one of you guys and girls have been watching Moto America and some BSB racing, because that's been going on today too. And yeah, good luck to all my friends racing this weekend. Again, as I said before, in BSB and Moto America. I'm proud of every single one of you guys and women. All you are absolute legends, and the emotions you bring that's all I could say. That's it. As always, this episode is sponsored by Next Level Financial. Take control of your financial future. Get your complimentary financial needs analysis today by my man Seth Starnes. A big shout out to Chef Eats. Shea, have you heard about Chef Eats?
A little bit, yeah.
Have you ever tried any Chef Eats?
No, I've not.
I got to get you hooked up with some Chef Eats. Jeff he's a good buddy of mine. He has obviously owned Chef Eats. I've had a bunch of his meals and they're absolutely amazing. No, this is not a paid advertisement. Okay. But I love all my friends, what they bring to our beautiful circus is what I call it. And I want to help him succeed and grow to wherever he envisions he wants to be. And I just want to help him as much as I can. So I give him a shout out all the time because his products are absolutely amazing. They're so good. And, you know, when you go to the track, you bring a grill and charcoal and all this stuff, right? That's a lot of extra room when you can simply bring a microwave and a bunch of his meals in a cooler, and you got breakfast, lunch, and dinner real quick. You just throw it away, right? No mess, no dishes, none of that. But anyway, you guys, go to chefeast.com and get it started, Shea. I'm going to get you hooked up. And obviously, Shea, I'm a big advocate for Bison. I tell everybody, don't buy an off-the-rack suit because for 90% of us, it's not going to fit you correctly. And Shea, you know just as well as everybody else knows, suit don't fit you correctly, causes all kinds of problems. Body position, arm pump, all that stuff. What I need you guys and girls to do is go to bisontrack.com. Get that full custom suit started. You guys see my chest protector. I just got it. I got my full suit back here in the background. I got my gloves, but they're actually in the other room, and I absolutely love it. It's my first custom suit. I gave them pretty much free reins. I just wanted to use my colors, right? Because I like to stand out and be loud. Everybody likes to be loud, right? But anyway, bisontrack.com, amazing people, Robert and Tasha, Carter, all of them, everybody that even works at Bison. The process is super simple. You design it, you pick the colors, your patches, your logos, chest protector, gloves, undersuit, the whole nine, right? So bisontrack.com. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor to sit down today with the legend herself, Shea Macgregor. What is going on, Shea?
Just ready to talk about motorcycles with you. Thank you for having me on.
I love it. Listen, it's an absolute honor to have you on. Me too. I've been super excited to hear your story. And I said this before we even went live. I think BTR is one of the best programs we have. It's absolutely amazing. So, but I'm gonna let you tell the whole story on that. But Shea, let's start from the humble beginnings. How did you get involved in motorcycles to begin with?
Oh, sorry, that's my dog.
Hey, listen, I'm a dog lover. Mine's right here. You see her laying down right here on the floor, so no worries.
He's guard dogging. We've been invaded, I think. But no, I couldn't tell you when I started wanting a motorcycle, but I don't remember ever not wanting to ride a motorcycle. Growing up, my dad worked at Magneti Borelli down near Detroit. We lived in Michigan for a while, and we went to a company Christmas party, and they had a Buell Firebolt on the chassis dyno, and they thought it was a great idea to put a bunch of like 6-7-year-olds on it, which I thought was awesome. So that's my first memory of operating a motorcycle, and I think after that it was over. I wanted a dirt bike so bad, and then when I was 9, my parents surprised me and my brother with dirt bikes, and they thought we would just go do some woods riding, and it would be like fun family time. And then we went to a motocross track when I was maybe 10, and that was the end of it. By the time I was 12, we started racing motocross, and by 13, we did our first full season. We started trying to go to Loretta's and all of that stuff. it's just taken off from there.
And he agrees. The dog agrees.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is his name?
Grizzly.
Okay, because Tommy Panigale, what's going on, Tommy? He says, it's Shea. And then he says, Grizzly wants to be in the show. Grizzly's more than welcome to come on in on the show for sure. That's awesome. I love it. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
That's okay.
So
yeah,
motocross racing.
Yep. Yeah. So I raced motocross from 2008 was my first season. 2014 was my last like full season. I crashed and broke some bones. And then I had to go to school and get a career, all that adult stuff. Garbage.
Adulting is not fun, regardless what they say, kids. It is not fun.
Yeah, it's not.
Stay young as long as possible and have as much fun as you can. Believe us.
Yeah. But still riding dirt bikes throughout school and everything. Still riding dirt bikes now as much as I can. I prefer the motocross track, but I do trails as well. I just don't know how to behave around trees. They're scary. But then
they keep jumping out at me, Shea.
I
don't know what to do about it. Right
into the middle of the trail. Yeah, come out of nowhere. But yeah, and then let's see, 2022, I broke my leg on a motocross track. Stupid, silly, not even a crash. But had to take some time off of a dirt bike, and I went to a CRA race up in Brainerd because I couldn't do anything, and I hobbled around there on crutches and watched everybody else race, and I was like, there's no reason that I'm not doing this. So I took my downtime to figure out what bike I needed to start with and where I could start around here. Did my first track day just last year in July after I got my R3 in May. And then I met Scott Rybrick, and he told me about the program and he encouraged me to apply. I did, and I got accepted. Did my first race with CRA this May, and did my first BTR race at Barber, and that's why we're here.
I love it. Absolutely amazing. And you learn growing up racing dirt bikes, a lot of that transferred over to road racing. So how easy was it for you to make that transition?
So it's very similar in like you're riding a motorcycle. There's two wheels and there's a throttle and a clutch. But the body position, everything is opposite. So that was super interesting to learn. A little bit tricky. And then I never thought about my wheels spinning on the ground, like not having traction, because when you're on the dirt, you have no traction ever. And the wheels are spinning all the time, and that doesn't really matter. But it matters a lot on pavement. So that's the biggest thing that I've had to get used to is being smooth on my inputs, because on a dirt bike, you can just smash through the gears and the dirt takes up all of that. I learned very quickly that you can't do that on the road.
That's a no-go. Absolutely not, right? Yeah. It's you learn so much. I think growing up at an early age, getting on the dirt helps tremendously. Even if they never get at the racetrack and ride it, even at a track level, just on the street, it makes them so much more or her a better controlled rider because they know what to do, right? Especially in an incident that happens and it starts to slide and move around. It's not a problem. No bueno.
Absolutely.
I got this.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. And then so we got my buddy Antonio Hernandez. What is up? He says, good stuff. And then he says, Sue, what is up? She says, you go, girl.
Pearl.
Yeah, she is awesome. Pearl is amazing.
Oh, she's so great.
I met her finally at Mid Ohio. It's absolutely good stuff.
What an incredible human.
Facts. 100. You and all of them. Every single one of y'all are incredible human beings. 100%.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Antonio says, determinations in hard riding. Good job. Shows to never give up. Absolutely, Antonio. And you can apply that at anything in life. If you want it bad enough, go get it. You go girl or you go boy, right? Whichever. So yeah, let's go. And then Tommy says, now Pearl is here. It's a BTR party. It is. We're actually missing a few, but put it out there. Let's get them all in and chime in. Yeah, let's do it. So Dirt, going to your first track day, was you nervous going into your first track day event? Or was you just
a little bit.
Got it.
Just because I had no idea what to expect. I've I mean, I think I went to 2 CRA races ever, and not been to a track day or anything. So just not knowing what to expect and what like the people are like, but it was awesome. It was incredible. Super welcoming community here, which is very cool.
Is it like that over there on the dirt bike side too?
Sort of. I think it used to be because I grew up. I raced for a lot in northern Minnesota, and it's a super small series. And everybody wants, just like the CRA, everybody wants to race. Everybody wants to go racing. So everybody helps everybody. But being out of like the actual motocross race scene, it's sort of a little bit different. Just because I'm not there all the time and nobody knows me. But yeah.
And coming from dirt, your first track, you're like, what are tire warmers? What
Yeah.
what are those things used for? A blanket
Yeah.
for your tires? What are you guys doing
Yeah.
here? Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
have that motocross.
Oh, well, so I'm like a little bit familiar with racing because my dad raced autocross or did car track days when I was growing up. He's always had a track car. Like I'm familiar with racing on all of the road racing concepts, but not necessarily with motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you grown up doing motocross, which is amazing. Did you learn how to work on your own bike too, or is that something that BTR actually opened your world up to as well?
A little bit of both. So I didn't really work on my own bikes when I was racing because I was young. I would change oil and do like the smaller stuff, change filters, all the like regular maintenance, chain maintenance, all that stuff. But any engine work my dad did, and I was okay with that. And then suspension is black magic on dirt bikes to me, or it was before BTR. So we would send that out and get it professionally done. But then when I moved out, and I lived out in Montana for a while, so I had my bike out there and nobody to work on it but myself. So learning how to do that, and then the same with my cars. I work on my own cars and trucks. Um, so I was like pretty familiar with bikes and working on bikes when I went into BTR, and I had just redone the top end of my dirt bike. So I'd been in the engine and stuff, so I knew, generally what to expect. But I had not done the whole process, like taking out the suspension, putting cartridges in, doing all of that. We changed the shift detent star on those bikes, and that was, I mean, I knew what it looked like in there, but I hadn't really done anything. So it was awesome.
Absolutely. It opened your eyes. Now you understand the workings of a motorcycle a lot better,
Oh yeah.
right? So
Yep.
when you're out there and you're riding, you hear her speak to you or him speak to you, right? Because I always refer to my motorcycles as women, right? They're all beautiful in their own ways. They all like to be talked to a certain way, handled in a certain way. It's so you jump from one bike to the next bike, they're different, their attitude's different,
Yeah,
the way they talk to you.
absolutely.
That's what I mean, right? So do you actually name your motorcycles? I do.
I've not. I've
No?
not named any of them. My R3, I bought that from somebody that my dad works with, and he has young kids, and they named it Skippy. So
Let's go Skippy then. There it is.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So joining BTR, once you got that acceptance letter, I'm sure I couldn't imagine the emotions you were feeling, right? You're nervous, happy, like, oh shit moment, right? Like, this is really going to happen. And then, So talk through the whole process of once you get accepted, do you go pick up the Royal Enfield motorcycle? Tell everybody what particular model Royal Enfield is you ride, and the whole process of getting it set up for the race, and actually what you do during the race weekend to maintain the motorcycle.
Yeah, so the process, it's an application process. You have to apply to the program. There's a questionnaire, and then you have to submit a 2-minute video kind of telling your story and why you think you'd be a good fit for the program. And I almost didn't apply just because of that, because the thought of making a 2-minute video of myself sounded like torture. But I did it, and I got accepted, and I could not believe it. I was amazed. And then I had no idea what I was stepping into. I thought I did, but I did not. The lead up to it took forever to get to. We fly out. We don't pick up the bikes. We flew down to Texas, and they had all the bikes, and we all did the build together. All the new girls did, which was very cool. We got to meet each other for the first time, and then we're already sort of working together kind of get used to working together in the pits. So getting to know like how each person works, how each person communicates and does what they needed to do, and it was very cool to see up front. And then we had a week to change our Continental GT 650 from a street legal motorcycle into a track bike, and we know that those bikes were not designed to do the things that we're doing to them. So it does take a little bit more to change those bikes into a race bike, chopping off the subframe, like the end of the frame to make it shorter, changing wheels. We didn't change tires, they changed tires for us, thankfully. And then all the suspension work, putting the fairings on, all of the electrical work, taking the lights off and sealing off the connectors, and then removing the ignition and all of that stuff. It was a ton of work for 5 days, but we all did it. It turned out great. Yeah.
And you guys got to personalize it, like every single one of you girls put your own unique touches on your own motorcycle.
Right. Yep.
Where did your sorry, go ahead.
Before
Shea.
we went down there, we had a meeting to go through the graphics and everything. So we had those picked out before we went down there.
Yeah. Where did your inspiration come from for your design in particular?
So I wanted to be more of like a classic look. I didn't want it to be like super flashy. And it was supposed to be navy blue all over, but they didn't have enough wrap for that. So my second choice was the like gunmetal color, and I think it turned out way better. Yeah, that my mom helped me design the graphics for the gas tank because she's a graphic designer and she's very good at that stuff, and I love her help.
Thanks, Mom. Yeah. We love you for sure.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So showing up to your first race weekend, Shea, what's it like for Shea Macgregor to show up to a first, because you're a fully sponsored rider, Moto America weekend?
Yeah. Crazy. That was absolutely crazy. I did my very first road race just a little bit before that because I didn't want my very first race ever to be BTR and like my first race because I thought that would be too much. So showing up to the Moto America paddock is intimidating. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts, and everybody is trying to do something right now, and it's very exciting. I was nervous, of course, but overall just really excited. I was thankful I did go to Barber beforehand just to get the layout of the track and see it, so I had gotten that out of the way. So it was a little bit less, that part of it was a little bit less scary. But just knowing where to go and when we needed to do things and all the scheduling, it was a lot to get used to. But the BTR team handled it incredibly. Yeah.
Oh, I guarantee it, right? Because a lot of people don't, the fans, they show up and they see the tent's already set up and the bike's already out, and you girls might be in there either taking the tires off and putting them in a cart, taking them to Dunlop, dropping them on, the whole spill routine with the little stickers, yada, yada, yada. But they don't see the setup, right? You guys girls actually set everything up too as a whole, as a team. Unload and load at the beginning and the end of the weekend.
Yep. All hands on deck all the time. Our truck driver, technically our truck driver, Rich, his job stops when he pulls in and parks the truck, but he is incredible. He goes above and beyond and helps us wherever we need help. But it's our job from there to set up the tent, set up all the media tables and everything, and get the motorcycles out and start working on them.
Yeah, we had a conversation about the truck driver, and I told Miranda, you guys should make them some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Feed them, right? Yeah. Like, I'll work for PB and J's.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. Good stuff. So
awesome.
You show up to your first Moto America weekend. Once you finally get out there on the track, does all your nerves go away, or was you pretty much kind of tense the whole weekend?
No, that's for motorcycles for me are like, that's where I love being. That's like everything. When you're on the motorcycle, and you're looking at the next corner, the next reference point, the next break point, I can focus on what I'm doing right now. And you have to, because everything's coming so fast, and you need to be focused on what you're doing. So getting up to the start gate and everything, there's maybe a little bit of nerves, but out on the track, it's like, okay, what am I doing next? Where am I going next? Yeah. Yep.
Preparing for battle.
It started out really well. I think I qualified 4th just by like a teeny tiny bit. Camille got me on her last lap. She got a little bit faster than I did, but I was amazed by that. And then, what was it, Saturday morning practice? I crashed.
Get the first one out the way.
Yeah, that sharing my first road racing crash with national platform was great. Yeah, yeah. And then first lesson in crashing. I don't know that I really recovered from that crash for the weekend, but got the bike back together, got back on track. Yeah.
Yeah. So mentally, after that crash, was it a mental challenge to try to overcome that? I'm not gonna say fear going into that same corner, but it was a challenge getting over that mental barrier that because of the crash, right?
Yeah. So I had lost the front, and I didn't really know what it should feel like to corner on a road bike, so I can't say what needs to be different or how I would like the bike to behave. I just don't have that those data points. I don't have that vocabulary, I guess. So it's a lot of it's still a lot of getting used to everything. So I wasn't sure if the bike was going to do that again, and I wasn't sure if it was something that I did, which it was a combination of things, right? So kind of getting over. I didn't trust the front of the bike for the rest of the weekend. So that's kind of hard to do when you're trying to push into corners. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't trust the front, you're not going fast, right? Let's just be honest. You know, it is. It's a mental challenge to come over that barrier. What you crash,
Absolutely.
but you, Shea, you're so new to it, right? So you're right. You didn't know what to expect going into the race weekend. I've never raced with slicks on before. I don't know what the bike's supposed to feel like. I don't know if it was me or the bike that made a mistake, maybe too much brake, trail braking. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, you're learning all these tracks you've never been to before,
right?
Which is, you know, it's an amazing ride, right? It's absolutely amazing journey. So how does Shea learn new tracks? Do you practice them on the PlayStation or Xbox or YouTube or?
So I don't have any sort of like race simulator. I wish I did, but just right now, looking at track maps and then finding a YouTube video of somebody that has done it, somebody that has like a quicker lap time. And it's a recent video, so I can notice like physical markers around the track as references. Yeah, lots of that. Lots of looking at the track map and watching a video over and over again.
Countless hours on YouTube. I know. I get it. I trust me. I absolutely get it. I do the same thing. I get lost in translation. Right? Yeah, you're just stuck, and you're like, yeah, good stuff. So, what's been your favorite track you've been at this year, Shea?
I like the Ridge a lot. It was a lot of fun. I did like Mid Ohio. It seemed smaller though. I liked the bigger elevation changes at the Ridge and longer straights. And the waterfall? Is that what they call it at the end? Terrifying.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like you're driving off the end of the earth. YouTube videos do not do that justice.
Well, let's just be honest, Shea. YouTube videos don't do much tracks any justice,
No,
especially with the undulations and the hills. You show up, you're like, holy shit, I had no idea it was like this.
Yeah.
You know, like Coda. I don't know. Have you ever been to Coda?
No, I've not.
All right, that turn one. I mean, it's a freaking steep hill, right? I've walked.
I was noticing that.
Yes.
I had watched Onboard at Coda, but I saw just I was watching the live yesterday for the practice and qualifying, and I saw how big of a hill that is. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. It is.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. So do you watch any other thing besides Moto America? Do you watch like Moto GP or World Superbike or BSB? Or
not regularly. I mean, I watch Supercross.
I love it. So who you like in Supercross? I
like Tomac. He's been around a while, and he's maybe not doing as good as he was, but he's a good rider. It's fun to watch.
Eli's a legend.
Yeah.
He's been in the game a long time. He's absolutely and Shea, right? Just to have that will, shared love and passion for this sport and that determination to show up, not only show up every weekend when they do race, but all the physical training that goes off camera that nobody sees. But even for you,
Yeah.
Shea, right? There's a lot of training that goes in racing motorcycles, period. I don't care if it's flat track or whatever it is. It's a lot that goes into that. It's absolutely amazing to see, especially when it all comes back through. You know what I'm saying? It's Shea. It's like when I was growing up, my mom always said, I never got it until obviously I have a kid now, right? Oh, it takes a village to raise a child. I'm thinking to myself, no, it don't. It's you and daddy, and dad, he's flying fighter jets because I grew up in the Navy. My dad was a fighter pilot in the Navy. So, you know, and so he's gone, 8 months out of the year, but when he was home, it was just nothing but pure chaos playtime, right?
Yeah.
But once I had a kid, Shea, then I was like, my mom's absolutely right. It does take a village to raise a kid, but you could say the same thing about a motorcycle racer. Anything on even four wheels, right? Any racing takes a village to raise just one. All the work and the sacrifices people make and the determination. It's they don't see that. And then what I love too is Junior Cup and the BTR, two of my favorite races in Moto America.
Yeah.
What I love about it more than any other in Moto America, of course, I love Twins Cup and Super Sport. I got so many friends within the paddock that race and everything. But the emotions that you give when you win, you do good, and when you lose, you see kids cry because they're so upset. They didn't want to disappoint mommy or daddy or their team and everybody else that helped, right? Versus somebody that's so used to winning. When they do win or they do come in second or third, it's like, yeah, we did good. The bike could be a little bit better, but thanks for the team and thank all fans for coming out. See you guys later, right? Versus somebody that they don't do it all the time. So when they do, they're just absolutely ecstatic. You feel that intense energy and love, right? And then when things don't go right, you feel that hurt, that letdown, that more that they let themselves down and everybody else around them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's that is what I love about our sport too. It's such a beautiful thing to see. So I hear Grizzly's back there agreeing with me right now.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
It's okay. Grizzly's just agreeing, Shea. That's all. He's like, yep, absolutely. He's right. No, Liquid Death. Have you ever had Liquid Death before?
I've not.
It's water. Some people are like, are you drinking a beer? I'm like, no, man, this is Liquid Death.
No,
it's water. It's water in a can, right? My wife was like, oh, it's stupid water in a can, but it's better. Tastes better than water in a bottle. It really does. Once you start, yes, I love Liquid Death. No, this is not a paid advertisement. Shit, I wish. Liquid Death, hit me up for real. I got you. I just want free water. Send me cases of free water, and well, it's good. All of them are good too. But yeah, Shea, Liquid Death is good. People, you already know. If you know, you know. So yeah, Shea. So the Ridge is your favorite, and the Ridge, I've never been to the Ridge. That's one track that I it's on my bucket list. I definitely want to go to. It looks amazing. It really does. The layout looks like it's so much fun. It's very technical, and it looks like it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. Yep. It is.
She's like, all of that, everything you just said, absolutely.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I love it. So Shea, how do you train for a race weekend? Like, tell us your routine, if you have one, leading up to your race weekend.
So outside of racing, I try to swim at least twice a week, and I'm on the bicycle. I like to think that I do it outdoors, but it's mostly on the trainer because I don't like the wind, and in Minnesota it's windy all the time. So bike on the trainer a lot, and a little bit of weights. I used to do CrossFit, but I couldn't find myself in the gym enough, so I got my own weights and started doing that at home. And then eating right, trying to feed myself adequately, leading up to, well, all the time, but especially leading up to a race. And then not working too hard during the race week and just more mentally preparing the race week to go out and race.
No, that's right. I call it preparing for battle, right? I always look at it as Leonidas against the 3,000, 10,000 Persians, right? The 300 Spartans, which all the girls are the Spartans, right? But you're you're battling each other. But anyway, not when that helmet goes on. All the other girls are the Persians and you're Leonidas, right?
Yep.
But yeah, it's because everybody has their own different routine of how they prepare, how they train, how they mentally focus, whether you do breathing exercises and meditate, you depending on what mood you're in, you listen to certain type of music, push-ups, stretching, you know, all the normal routine that goes behind that, you know. But do you have some riders are what do you want to say? They have
Rituals.
Rituals. Thank you. I couldn't know rituals. Thank you, Shea.
Yeah.
That they go through, right? Whether it's right boot, left glove, blah, 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 blah. Do you have any rituals?
Not really. I'm just starting, so I don't really know how I like everything just quite yet. But like putting my gear on in the right order and all of that. Doing the same thing with the bike, like starting the bike at this time and taking the tire warmers off at this time. I don't know that that's like super weird. It's like a scheduled routine so that everything is the same. So I just have to worry about what I'm doing on the racetrack. Yeah, getting everything into a routine so I don't have to think about it much.
Yeah, that's everybody has their own unique way of doing it. I think it's great because it's like a mental self checklist is what it is, right? And it's good. People are more comfortable having that mental check. Some people write it down. Shit, I'm a writer downer.
Are you?
I can lie. Like I try to remember, and there's things I do remember, but most of the time, Shea, if I don't write this shit down or put it on my calendar, I'm sorry, I forgot. I try to keep up. I got so much going on. I try to keep up mentally, right?
Yeah.
So it's like me before the podcast. I do my own little, I guess, ritual. I do some breathing. So I talk about this quite often. I used to weigh like 270 pounds. I was almost a 40 waist. I'm down to a 34. I weigh like 210 or something like that. All by changing my diet. Okay, I started making, homemade salad dressings, no fast food, stay away from as much processed food as you can. So everything in moderation is not going to hurt you, but that daily routine, all that bullshit, it's not good for you, right? So of course, some exercise. So I do the Wim Hof where I'll do my 30 deep breaths. I'll do some push-ups and then ice bath. There's nothing like it. I love the ice. Have you done an ice bath?
Yeah. Yep.
They're amazing. I love it. So we got Matt Hall. Have you ever met Matt Hall? He's he's a buddy of mine. He's a legend too. I have to introduce you in Atlanta.
No.
BTR will you guys be in Atlanta next year?
I'm not sure. They've not, as far as I know, will be at Road America, and they've not said it wherever else will be.
Road America. Yeah, I went there earlier this year too. I don't know if I'll make that next year. That was a drive. I ain't gonna lie. That was a haul. 14 hours. It was.
Yikes! Yeah.
Ice is right. Yeah, it was absolute worth it. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so where I'm at in Virginia, I'm 6 hours to Road Atlanta, 6 hours to Jersey, 6 hours and 20 minutes to Mid Ohio, an hour and 30 to VIR. So there's 4 of the Moto America rounds that's easily and feasible and don't cost a shit ton of money to make it to, right?
Right.
So those are the ones I usually stick to. And VIR is going to be back on the calendar next year.
I saw that.
Yes, I can't wait. I love it. You're going to absolutely love it. I'm praying that BTR shows up there.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's going to be.
I'd like to go to as many different tracks as I can.
I know that's right. And so hopefully next year, I would love to see them actually have more rounds for you girls.
Me too.
Yeah, I love that energy and that smile. She's like, yeah, me too. Let's go. So do you do like track days or anything in between the Moto America rounds and all that?
Yep. Yeah. So I try to do the ZARS track days, not super frequently, but when I can. And then there's usually a track day the Monday before. And this last season, I was fortunate enough to be able to make it to a track day before we raced there. Hopefully we'll do that next year too. I'd like to be on track as much as I can possibly afford and not get fired from my day job.
This is the juggle. This is the absolute juggle right there, right? Yeah, absolutely. And you're fortunate that you actually got a job that allows you to do that, right?
Oh yeah.
Which
Yep.
is, again, it takes a village to raise one racer, and you, my friend, are the racer, right? And
Yeah.
that's part of the village, right? Is jobs
Absolutely.
and family and friends and husbands or boyfriends or whatever the case may be. Yeah, it's absolutely. And then we got Florida Ride or Die magazine. Absolutely, I will give you a contact later on today. Thank you so much. It's looking forward to talking to you guys for sure. Matt Hall says, have you run the full straightaway at the Ridge?
No. Nope. We always, I was there for the track day and then the race, and we did the chicane.
Yeah, no, I haven't, unfortunately, because I've never been there neither. But yeah, I want to. I'd love to go to every Moto America round. That's the goal, right? I want to show up to every Moto America round. I'd love to do like a track day at every one of them too. Just be like, yeah, I rode it. It's pretty cool, you know.
It's okay.
Matt Hall says, are you not streaming on Facebook? I am, bro. Like there, when I first started it, I had like a little bit of issue, but I'm watching all the other comments that come in on Facebook too as well. So yeah, sometimes it's Facebook could be a little finicky sometimes. So we'll just say that sometimes it's for 95% of the times it's great. Sometimes, so the platform we're doing right now is StreamYard, and StreamYard allows me to do. We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube right now.
Wow.
I could also do Instagram. I do it every once in a while, but the thing about it going live on Instagram is like once you stop it, it's gone. You can never find it. You can't go back and see it. And I've done several and I can't find them nowhere on Instagram, which is like, oh, so I don't even put forth the effort into it. Maybe.
I get it.
Yeah. So, and then Matt says I'm 20 minutes from Road Atlanta, 3 hours from Barber. See, I want to go to Barber. Shea, what'd you think of Barber?
I liked it. It's a super nice facility. And then it's a fun track on top of that. So that was my first, I guess I went to Brainerd. No, I did the track day at Barber first. So that was like my first actual big track. Because DCTC, where the advanced riding school is, it's more like a big kart track. It's not an actual racetrack. So Barber was my first big racetrack that I ever went to. It's a little bit intimidating, but it's an awesome track.
I bet you're like, yeah, this is nothing like motocross. I mean, I don't see no triples. I don't see no. And it's so big.
Yeah, if you're doing it right, you're not getting off the ground. So.
Right. So have you? That brings me to. I went to Cadwell Park last year. Have you ever seen any videos at Cadwell Park? Shea, girl, listen to me. When we get off here after we talk and all this, you need to go to Cadwell Park. I know you've seen images floating around of Johnny Ray and people jumping their motorcycles over the mountain course.
Oh, yes.
That is Cadwell Park.
That's where yes, I have seen that.
I've been there. Crazy. I went there last August. It was the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life, people. I'm telling you right now, you've got to go to the UK to Cadwell.
I'd love to.
It's when you see it in real life, you're like, I'm lost. I get lost for words when I try to explain it because it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Shea. It's absolutely mental, for sure. Mental. It is.
Yeah.
Matt says Barber is sick, so sick. I'm going down the hill to museum is so much fun. See, it's another thing I want to see is the museum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't have time to go there when we were down there, but I really want to.
I know that's right. So Shea, 2024, I thought personally, because obviously I watch all Moto America race, all racing in general, every time it's on. And I was watching it actually before the podcast started, right? I was in there on my phone, sitting outside because it's beautiful here today and Moto American it up.
Yep. Yeah.
So, and you were doing the same thing, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Had it up. The end of work yesterday. Don't tell my boss.
What are you watching? Nothing. I'm
not doing anything. Work. Official work.
Official. This is absolutely top secret. Official, boss man.
Oh yeah.
Just give me 35 minutes. We're good. I'm taking my lunch break early just to watch racing. I'm guilty of doing that. Hey man, racing's coming on. I'm gonna take my break early. Glued to it. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
People call me when I'm watching racing. Ignore. I'm
Is he?
sorry, people, but that's just me. Straight up, just boom. Sorry, I ain't got time for you right now. No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that in a bad way. Just joking. He says, Matt says he came in late to the show. How long have you been racing? Well, she's been racing motocross, but Shea, you tell him how long you've been racing.
Just road racing. This is my first year. Motocross since 2008. Yeah.
An absolute legend of the game. Yeah, Shea, I love it. I love it. Good stuff. So 2024, first full season as a factory rider at BTR, build, train, race. Again, it's an amazing program. The friendships you have made already are going to be lifetime, right? That's one thing I love about our beautiful circus, but I always say our circus, all two-wheel racing. I'm saying motocross, flat track, the whole nine, right? It's such a beautiful circus, but like every circus, we have those clowns. Absolutely. I see there. Are you guilty of being a clown in BTR, Shea?
I like to think not.
So, by the way, you answered that. It's 50-50 sometimes.
Who knows?
I don't kiss and tell. She's like, no, I'm not telling. That's awesome. That is awesome. So, are you looking forward to 2025?
Absolutely. I got some experience this year. I sort of know what to expect more. Have all winter to train. I'm gonna try and take advantage of that. But yeah, I'm very excited. Other season is not quite over yet. We still have a little bit of racing. Gonna race CRA round 5 next weekend. Yeah.
So Tommy says, I see that smile. Stay looking at her. She's
I'm the loudest one.
Yeah.
I get accused of talking too much all the time.
Obviously, you see, I like to talk. I love to talk. So yeah, I'd be me too. They'd be like, dude, it's like, so when I have my friends come on the podcast, I go to work. I'm like, man, I got this podcast coming up with so and so. I'm so excited, blah blah blah. And that's pretty much anytime I see someone, that's what I talk about. Yeah, man, I got so and so, man, check it out, this and that. And they're like, finally, they're like, dude, will you shut up? Like, nobody cares. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're tired of hearing about it. Go that way. And I'm like, okay, so I'll just talk to myself about it. Yes, let's go. Yeah, so I feel you on that, Shea. I'm a talker too, for sure. Absolutely. Well, I'm so forward looking. I sound like Yoda right now. But I said that totally ass backwards. I am looking forward to watching you in 2025 and all the success. I hope whatever level you see yourself reaching, I hope you reach that goal 8 times over. And I just want you to know that I'm a fan and a friend, and I'm going to be cheering you on the whole way of your whole journey. Let's freaking go, Shea. Let's go. I love it. Right. So do you have any merch to sell?
I don't know.
We need to get you some merch together. Yes, you need to. We need to get you a fan club going. Shea Macgregor fan club. It's free. You could have like 50 slots. People donate, $50. I got 50 slots available. Everyone that signs up gets a signed knee slider, or because I know you probably got hundreds of them laying around used, right? And then every weekend, you could even put everybody's name on the tail section of your bike or somewhere on your bike, right? That supports your program. And that way, I think it's great because people feel like they're actually part of something because they are. They're actually part of Shea's team, BTR Racing. And then obviously you show up on that Thursday, you give everybody a shout out on social media. Thanks for all my fan club. I love all you guys and girls. You make this amazing, blah, 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 blah. It's a good way to also help fund your racing career too, right? So Shea, after all this is done, we will talk, right? It's free. All this is free. Yeah, I got you 100%. Matt, did you jump straight into Moto A? With BTR, she did.
Directly.
Which is again, I think, dude, that's what I love about BTR, right? That's why I think the program I see just being one of the most successful programs we actually have in Moto America, because it's so. I'd like to see them, Shea, implement that for like a junior cup. I know junior cup's not no more.
Yeah.
This is the last year. Big shout out to Matt Chapin. Legend won the last one, the champ of 2024, right? And big shout out, real quick, to my man Juju, Jillian Carrera got second in the British Talent Cup today. Congratulations to him. But I'd love to see them have like a little mini BTR program. It don't obviously it's not going to be BTR, but something set in place for moms and dads that want to bring their kids to Moto America, right? Something that's not super expensive to get into. It's the bike's not really meant to be raced or whatever it is. There's a good way that they can implement that, not have it cost so much, right? I think that would also help our sport grow a lot instead of, now the Talent Cup's $30,000 bike, well, 23, whatever, with spares. You just go on and say 35, 40 grand. Just be honest with yourself, right? Which is super expensive, Shea, right? That'd be hard for me to, like, I wouldn't be able to do it, Matt says, so I know that it's got to be a shock to your system going from motocross to a Moto America paddock.
Absolutely. There's way less dirt.
She said there's just a lot less dirt. That's it.
Yeah.
I love it. Good stuff, Shea. So listen, Shea, this has been an absolute honor, an absolute blast, but I want to get away from all the motorcycle talk. I want to get to know Shea personally, like on a more personal level, right? So first question I want to start off is, are you a coffee drinker?
Not a big coffee drinker. I used to drink it every day and then I got bored with it.
I like it. So are you do energy drinks or you just tea or
some energy drinks. No, I try not to do that a lot because it's probably not good for you.
Yeah, I would say so, right? Look, Miranda, what's up, Miranda? She says unless you bring some gravel back.
Yeah. I've done that at just about every track. I've sampled the gravel or the dirt. Load tested the belly pan on that Royal Enfield.
And tested your leathers out too, and the helmets and the gloves. And
those
all
bikes and leathers are super durable, let me tell you.
And you yourself are a bison.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you and Robert and Tosh and Bison come together?
So Miranda Kane runs a Bison suit, and I asked her how she liked it, and I had an A-Star suit, but I'm not shaped like a small European man, so it did not fit. So I decided to get the Bison suit with the integrated air vest because I thought that would be a good idea. Sometimes I like to touch the ground. And
And so what do you think about your Bison suit?
I love it. It fits really well. Right out of the box, it fit really well. The whole fitting process was super smooth. The design process was great. And then it came pretty quickly for a custom suit, Yeah, no issues.
I see people, you hear me talk about Bison all the time. You've heard a lot of my friends on this podcast talk about Bison because they wear Bison too. So I don't know what you guys are still doing. Go to bisontrack.com and get your suit started. Trust me, you will thank us later. Absolutely, you will thank us later. Miranda, you're awesome. She said, unless you bring some gravel back. Hey, I've been guilty of that many times too myself, right? So we all have, but that's part of the game we love,
Yeah, sometimes you can take the agricultural line.
Yeah, sometimes I keep a couple pieces of gravel and take it home. Yeah, this was from this track. This was from that track. Yeah. Learn what to do not next time, right? I ain't doing that next time. So the question left by Jason Waters for you is, how does it feel to be on a factory team?
Oh, it's incredible. It's awesome. Never in my life did I think somebody would give me a motorcycle to ride at a national level. That's crazy. Super, super grateful for the program and the team and Royal Enfield. It's been awesome.
That and you get to keep your bike at the end of the year, which is absolutely amazing, right? It's like,
yep.
That's a big plus. So, I got a lot of mates over there in BSB that race too as well, and normally what they do is you pay X amount of fee, whatever it is, 20,000 euros, 50,000 euros, whatever it is, to race that bike or with that team, right? X Team, whatever the brand is. But you're also responsible for crash damage.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a big cost.
Yeah. Yep, it can be.
I mean, yeah. So you girls, you don't pay for crash damage or anything like that, right? All that, everything is provided by Royal Enfield.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Dude, that is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That's why it's one of the best programs. I mean, yeah, the money that, you know, Royal Enfield's dumping into Moto America and getting their name out there is absolutely amazing. And that's what we need. We need more factories in Moto America in order for us to grow, to get back to our former glory days, is
Right,
what
yeah.
I always call them. You know, we need that factory support. We need that. Look, I hate cigarettes, right? But when we had cigarettes money in Moto, I mean, people were getting big bucks getting paid.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, I mean, whatever. What's really the difference between that and vaping? That's one of my biggest pet peeves, man. Is I vape. I quit smoking cigarettes and I vape, right? So I'm like, well, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Except for I don't smell like cigarettes and I don't have that nasty taste in my mouth. And I just smell like whatever fruity pebble shit I'm freaking vaping, right? Yeah. And but how good is it for you, right? It's probably not. So
yeah, who knows?
It's something I gotta change. But tell us something we don't know about you, Shea.
Let's see. I can't wear mismatched socks.
I love it.
I'd rather wear no socks, which is also a no-go for me. But
I love it. I wear my socks inside out.
Oh, that's interesting. Is it because of the seams on the toes? Interesting.
You should try it. You'll thank me later. Yeah, you'll be like, dude, this is the most amazing thing ever. Like, who would have thought, right? Absolutely. No, I don't.
Why don't they just make socks inside out?
Right? Brilliant idea. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, make them inside out, people. All the sock people inside out socks, right? But I got that idea. Well, Nolan Lampkin. Yeah. Big shout out to Nolan Lampkin, absolute legend of our sport too. When I had him on the podcast, that was one of the things. Is like, do you have any superstitions? He's like, yeah, I just wear my socks inside out. And I was like, what? Why? Because of the seams. And I was like, so ever since that podcast, I've been wearing my socks inside out. Look, Miranda Kane, she says, I'm her roommate, and I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. I love it. So what's your worst habit? Well, obviously mine's freaking vaping.
Procrastinating.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be a little bit of pressure for me to get something done. It's going to be late. Okay, I can do it now.
I'm guilty of that too myself, right? Because I'm so go, Shea, right? Like working full time, pretty much podcasting full time. You know, husband, dad, my dog, my cats, and riding and yada, yada, yada. When I do get an opportunity to actually sit down, I take full advantage of it to the T. Absolutely 100%. You know, she's like, are you going to do your laundry? Yeah, I'll do it later. 8 hours later, I'm freaking grinding on a PlayStation or something, right? Or binge watching something. She's like, I thought she was going to do laundry. I was like, oh shit, it has been 6 hours. And I ain't done nothing. Throwing popcorn around. Let's go. Yeah. But yes, it does feel good to finally sit down and turn all your responsibilities off for an hour or two and just live. Right? Just enjoy that moment. Tommy says, what's your least favorite amphibian?
So I have a frog on the back of my suit, and I have a frog sticker on the back fender of my dirt bike, because I'm afraid of frogs.
They scare me. Do they really?
Yeah. I like to look at them from a distance. When they jump, it freaks me out. When they jump, I jump. Yeah, so my mom made a frog sticker when I was racing motocross, and she snuck in the garage and put it on the back of my bike like it's chasing me. So I have that on my suit now.
Shea, that is a beautiful story. I love that. That is amazing. That is absolutely awesome. I love it. So Shea, I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I'm a big audiobook listening to. I don't really read. The books I do read are shop manuals when I'm working on my bike or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Or
Yeah.
YouTubing it, right? But when it comes to reading, like if I really want to go to sleep, I pick up a book and I'm freaking out, right? But audio books, they're like podcasts. I mean, I just throw it in and or when I'm in the shower or whatever, garage or whatever, and driving. Do you listen to the audio books?
Not a ton. I was listening to, was it John Hopkins?
Leather. That is one of the most amazing books as far as motorcycle racers go.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of that. Then reading books about how motorcycles work outside of that. Yeah, I'm an engineer. I'd like to know how things work.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. That's good stuff. It is. I like to know how things work too, right? I was always mechanically inclined and always wanted to know the hows and the whys and how does this work? Let me see. Let me put my hands. I'm an on hands learner, right? More than sitting in front of a computer or desk going all these squiggly shit and all this shit. I'm like, fucking, I'm lost, right? Like I get it, but I don't get it. You take me out there and you put my hands on it, and I'm like, now it makes sense, right? Now I got it now. Yeah. So that's absolutely. I'm actually listening to dude, John Hopkins again I've said it. Go back to listen to some of our podcasts. I talked about it all the time. John Hopkins Leather to me was one of the most magical, special motorcycle racers, not keeping nothing back, putting it all out there. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a fucking pillhead. I'm smoking weed before I get on my MotoGP bike. I'm like, what? What? You know, and that's what I loved about it, that pure honesty, you know, because you don't get that very much in a lot of the autobiographies. It's a story that it might be the story, but it's straight. It's not the whole 100% truth. Where John Hopkins was like, bitch, this is what I did and all of it. But this is what I'm currently listening to now is Jenson Button. He was the F1 driver. So I only got 2 hours and 16 minutes left in this one. But it's good stuff, Shea. Good stuff, Shea. So let me ask you this. What is your all-time favorite movie?
Ooh, that's a great question. I'm not a big movie watcher anymore. I just have too much to do to sit down and look at a screen for 2 hours. I would say Disney's Motocrossed. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty great movie.
Mm-hmm. I did. It was a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good movie. I ain't heard that movie in a long time, Shea.
I know. I don't know why.
That's
like their best work.
I'm a huge fan of the Disney. Like I'm a Star Wars nerd. Everybody knows I'm a Star Wars nerd. Okay. Are you a Star Wars nerd?
Not a nerd. No, I've watched them.
She looked at me with a dead serious face. No, I'm not a nerd, but yeah, I watched them.
not that sort of nerd.
I love it. You're awesome, Shea. Good stuff. So let me ask you this: what's for dinner tonight?
Oh, that's a great question. Probably leftovers, maybe cereal. Whatever I can find.
Cereal is leftovers?
Maybe. It's not. No, cereal wouldn't be leftovers. That sounds.
I know. So me, when I eat cereal, I mix them. I mix two different cereals and mix them together.
Do you?
Yeah.
Get a little crazy.
A wee bit.
Adventurous.
It's good. You ain't never done that?
I do that sometimes, but out of necessity and not.
Okay, I got you. Like, I only got a little bit of this. Let me try that. Yeah, I'd like to.
What's your favorite combination?
That's a good question. It's got to be Cocoa Krispies with peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to say nothing else. It bangs. That's what my buddy done. It bangs. So yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. But I don't eat a whole lot of cereal. And one thing about me is I don't drink milk. Like I'm not a milk drinker. I didn't grow up drinking milk. I don't even barely drink chocolate milk anymore. I'm just like, I just don't want it. But in cereal is the only time I cook with it because I like to cook. Shea, do you like to cook?
I don't have a lot of time for that.
That's exactly why you need to get some chef eats.
Yeah.
110%. That's exactly why I'm hooking you up with Chef Eats, because it's like I said, 3 minutes and 30 seconds in the microwave. Or if you feeling froggy, you can put it in the oven for 35 minutes or whatever, right? And forget about it. Timer
Who
goes
does
off.
that?
Ding. Right. I knew I liked you, Shay. Yes. Do you have any tattoos?
Yeah, I have 2.
Nice.
I have my race number on my hip, and then I have my dog's paw print on my shoulder.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I'm a huge animal lover. I always have been. So yeah, I love dogs. If I ever hit the lotto, I would buy me a farm, and I would
Mhm.
seriously go to every freaking kennel around
Yeah.
the whole state of Virginia and adopt. I don't care what it is. I don't care if they're
Yeah.
6 months from dying or they 6 weeks old. Bring
Yeah.
them over, and I'll go
Yeah.
outside and love every single one of them to death. 110%.
Yeah. Everybody needs a dog. They just don't know it yet.
No, they don't. You really don't. You say, "Oh, I ain't missing nothing." No, you're missing a
You are.
whole lot. I mean, a
Absolutely.
whole nother side of life that, yeah, for sure. If Shay had her own island, your own private island, Shay, with your own house on it, right? What's the one racetrack would be on your island?
For road racing, probably the Ridge, because that's my favorite so far. But if we're getting fancy and doing a dirt track too, I'd put Sunset Ridge in there.
Nice. I like it. What is your all-time favorite meal?
I really like tacos. I like a burrito. I like a good burrito. Yeah.
Who don't love tacos? I mean,
I
who
don't
don't?
know.
Mexican food's like, it's, to me, that's like almost American food. I don't mean that as like
Yeah.
us Americans come up with it, but when you ask any majority of Americans, Mexican, that's the first thing they
Yeah.
normally say is
It's good
Mexican
stuff.
food. It's who don't? I love Mexican food. No, everybody loves Mexican food. So what's your
Yeah.
go-to Mexican dish? You're a burrito, like at a restaurant,
Yeah.
just straight up burrito with the cheese
Yeah.
dip,
Maybe. Yeah.
maybe
And a little bit
guacamole.
avocado on there, or
Mm.
guacamole, and some usually chicken burrito. Uh-huh.
I like it. I like it. I usually go to the we got one down the street. If I do a lunch, I'll do like the fajita burrito. It's
Oh
basically
yeah.
a fajita and a tortilla with cheese dip
Yeah.
on it. Or the pineapple. I like to get the pineapple where they'll take the
Oh
pineapple, they'll cut it in half, they'll hollow it out, they'll grill that pineapple with like beef or chicken or whatever and peppers, and they'll put it back in, put cheese dip on it, and,
wow.
pico de gallo, and oh yeah, it's absolutely good. But I love Thai food is one of my favorite foods of all time. I love Thai food,
Mhm.
Greek food, Indian food, and I like spicy food. Shay, do you like spicy food?
Ranch is my limit. Ranch is my spicy limit.
Yeah. I'm confused because there's no spice in ranch, right? Like
Yeah.
there's nothing
Yeah.
hot in ranch, Shay.
I'm from the Midwest.
Oh God, this is awesome. She's like, yeah, ranch is my limit of spice. That's
Yeah.
not even pepper. Ranch. That's it.
Pepper if you're feeling wild.
Are you a beer or wine?
I don't really like beer, and I've not had good luck with wine. But I've had a few beers that are okay. I'm all about that seltzer life.
Oh, so you're the all about. So what's your go-to seltzer drink?
Well, I like the carbless drinks. That I guess that's vodka, but yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah, I don't I like mixed drinks too as well, right? Like but I'm not big on dark
Yeah,
alcohol at all. Dark alcohol puts me to like it ruins me. Like it
yeah.
ruins my day, my night, my next day. Like I just my body can't handle
Well, usually me and vodka are not friends. We are not friends. I do like whiskey.
okay, see, so you're a whiskey girl. You get along with my
Yeah,
dad, right? Because my dad's always like, dude, I got this whiskey and it looks
yeah.
good, right? And they kind of smell good. Some kind of smell good. And I'm like, yeah, I'm the type of guy, I'll try anything once, right? Yeah, let me
Hmm.
try it. And I cannot stand the smoky flavor. It's
Oh yeah.
like, oh my God, Shay, it ruins it for me. I'm like, how you drink this shit? Are you kidding me right now? Like, yeah, nope, not. Look who's here, my boy Rossi.
Okay.
What is up, Rossi?
Hi, Mike Snickerfitter.
Man, get out of here. You gonna say hi to Shea?
Hi.
Hello.
You want to put the headphones on and say hi? No?
Bye, Mike Sneaker Puppets.
Okay, cool. Fortnite nerd.
Mike Sneaker
He's in there playing Fortnite with his buddies. He
All
always,
right.
yeah, Shay, he always busts in here. If you go back and watch Pop Hat, he's usually busting here and says something an 11-year-old would say and kind of takes off. But sometimes he will put on the headphones and be like, hey, what's up? Cool. Blah, I'm gone. Or he'll ask you if you'll be at Jersey because we're going to Jersey.
Oh.
He goes with me every year there. Into VR. So I'm glad VR is going to be back on the calendar. Because if you were, he'd be like, cool. Can't wait to get a hug. See you later. Bye-bye. Fortnite. Send me some V-Bucks, please. Then I'll walk out the door. You're like, no, absolutely not. Yeah, because we're all about some V-Bucks around here. Let me tell you, girl.
Why not?
Okay, well, enough about all that, right? So, I ask everybody this, Shay, do you have a celebrity crush?
Not really. Who's even a celebrity right now? Not sure.
I don't know. I don't know. Me growing up, I would say Halle Berry for me. Oh man, I loved Halle Berry growing up, and Wendy from oh my god, what's the name, dude? Everybody watched this show growing up. Brain fart. I can't think of it now. Anyway, Scarlett Johansson. She's another one. Yes, I have a few. Yeah, I have a couple.
Sounds like you got enough for both of us.
There you go. All right. What advice would you give your younger self, Shay?
Oh, that's a great question. Keep working hard. Don't give up, I guess. Just keep doing what you're doing. Growing up racing motocross, there's not, especially up in northern Minnesota, there's not a lot of other women that do that. I think there were 3 other women that raced regularly, and they were in their like late 20s. So it's sort of easy to be like, there's not a lot of people like me here, so I shouldn't be here. But that's not true. You should be here.
Exactly. I think women in racing, you girls belong in racing just as much as anybody we do. I mean, let's just be honest. I think you girls actually raise the level by you girls coming in road racing. And I've always said this, y'all are way more natural at riding than a man is, which means you guys are so much more naturally smooth on your inputs and everything versus a guy, we're big macho He-Man, and we gotta muscle everything around and yada.
We don't have the muscles to get out of it.
Yeah, so women, when you girls show up and you get on it, it's just this finesse, it's magical to watch. It really is. I love. And what do you think about the all women's FIM WEC championship?
I think it's interesting. I've heard a lot of other people say they shouldn't have like a women's only I guess championship, but I don't see an issue with it because as much as women could be on any grid, where are they? Because there's not, for women in racing right now, there's not like I can go there, like this is my next class, like I go from racing Junior Cup to Twins Cup to where do you race nationally as a woman. And any woman can be on any grid, but getting there is tricky because there's not, like, even now women are not like generally encouraged to go racing. It's still sort of like it's still kind of like a man's sport, even though as long as there's been racing, there's been women in racing. This is not new, but just I guess general expectations are that the women are going to quit and do something else. But having something for the younger kids to look up and see these women are all racing each other nationally, and there's a place for me to go. There's a goal for me to reach for. I think it's great.
Oh, me too. I'm a huge fan of it.
Yeah, as much screen time as we can get, let's take it.
Let's do it. I'm with it. I think that. I think that's, you're right. I see it as women racers, female racers too. it's easier for you guys to get sponsorship, but it's also harder for you girls to get sponsorship too at the same time, because our sport is such a man mentality where we belong here, blah blah. It's bullshit. All that shit needs to. These words about that don't even need to be spoken to put that energy out there, right? And you girls, to me, in my opinion, is accepted like everybody else, and it should be that across the whole board, right? Because the energy you girls bring and women to the paddock, and it makes far more entertaining for racing, right? And it's a beautiful, magical thing. It really is. And everybody that disagrees with it, we don't care if you don't like it.
Right.
Let's go, Shea. Do you watch any other sports? Like, are you into football or basketball or baseball or anything?
No, I try to keep up with pole vaulting because I used to pole vault. But no, supercross, a little bit of motocross.
And a little bit of road racing.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it. I love it. So, Shea, I hope you've had a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Let me ask you this. What's your spirit animal? I asked Miranda Kane, and Miranda didn't even tell me. She put a poll out there, Miranda, so if you're still listening.
Yeah, what are the results?
I don't know. That's what I was going to ask. Miranda, what's the results on the poll of your spirit animal? Maybe she'll reply, maybe she won't. But what's your spirit animal, Shea?
Probably a dog. I'm just happy to be here.
Right? Yeah, I'm like sometimes I sound like a jellyfish out there in the waves. I just go wherever the waves take me to, and I just put out the positive energy and the love and all the good vibes. And because we're not here for a long time, we're here for a good time, right?
Right. Yeah.
Tommy says she's looking it up. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Do you like shooting guns, Shea?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, me too. We're a big family of guns too. What is your end goal in road racing?
Oh, that's a great question. I haven't really figured that out yet. Just because I never really, when I got my R3, I don't know that I really intended on racing. I wanted to get on track just because I love riding a motorcycle on track. That's my jam. I didn't really intend to race, but now we're here. I'd like to be involved as long as I can in any aspect. I don't have any like professional experience as an engineer in the paddock, but that's all stuff that I'm interested in. I'd love to learn more about the data engineering and all of that, because I think that stuff's super neat. I just don't have any, I can't afford my own data system to put on my bike. So meeting people that have data systems that I can look at would be neat. Just being involved as long as I can in whatever capacity I can be. Yeah.
I think that's a great question. It did all, and that again, Shea, all comes back to love of the sport and your passion for it. You want to give back as much as it's given you, whether it's in motocross or road racing, right? And motocross, I watch it, but I'm nowhere near into motocross as I am obviously road racing. Road racing's been my whole life since I can remember my life being, right. Just to put it in simple terms. Is there a lot of electronics more so now, I guess, in dirt bike racing than there used to be, obviously?
Yeah, not nearly as much as in road racing. I mean, they have electric starts now on dirt bikes, which is revolutionary. Mine still has a Kickstarter, but some of the new ones. They have launch control. That was a big thing.
I love it. She's like, yeah, they got electric starts now. Like, that's
yeah. I would say the biggest thing that I had to get used to going from a dirt bike to a road bike was looking at the dash. Like, there's information on there, and I don't even think about it. Like, I'm just listening to the bike, and it turns out you can look at that thing for useful information, and you should.
Well, but, what does this thing keep saying? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes back to 3. What the hell is this saying? Right? You're like, what is this?
What is that thing moving around down there?
What Whoa, that's awesome. Well, listen, Shea, I hope you had a proper mega time on this podcast.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you so much.
Good. Listen, the honor's been all mine. Before we get off here, I'm gonna let Shea in the podcast, but there's a couple shout outs I gotta give. But I'm gonna get to Miranda Kane's question now because Miranda's an absolute legend, and I hope you guys watched our podcast because I just had her on. If you hadn't had a chance to, you can go to Spotify. I'm everywhere but Apple right now. But you can go to YouTube and all that good stuff. But Miranda says, the poll said I was either a trash panda, a fainting goat, an ant, organize and get shit done, a cheetah, or a leopard seal. So I'm not sure what the verdict is. Well, I'll tell you who does know, Tommy. And Tommy says, definitely a trash panda. Oh, I love it. I love it. Scott says, I'm going with an ant. I mean, yeah, it's trash panda ant. Just combine them two together.
Yeah.
Hey, that should be your Halloween costume, Miranda.
Yeah.
A trash panda ant. There you guys go. You heard it first on Pin to Gas, right? Tommy, great job, Shea. Thanks for another podcast, Chris. Tommy and Miranda and everybody that watched this live. Thank you guys and girls so much. I love every single one of you. If any of you has not had the chance yet, please go to my YouTube and my Spotify and hit that like, subscribe, and share it and tell all your friends. It means a lot to me and it helps me out a lot. Because I'm like road racers. I don't get paid to do this. I pay to do it, right? But I love it. So my passion, right? Just like everything else. But listen, again, absolute honor to sit down with the legend herself, Shea. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm looking forward to us doing a part 2 together. But before I let you take the floor, Shea, I would just like to say again, thank you to everybody that likes, subscribes, watches the podcast. It means a lot to me, and I'm genuine when I say that. I love every single one of you guys and girls. Big shout out to Next Level Financial. Bison, again, go to bisontrack.com, sign up, get your custom gear. Don't buy no more off the rack suits because they're just not going to fit you perfect. Well, for 90% of us, I already said that. Chef Eats, Shea, I got you. I'm gonna send you the info. You're gonna be amazed. It's amazing. Flying Eyes Optics, Shea. So I actually picked up this sponsorship in brain fart again, Wisconsin, right? But these things are cool. They're made and assembled in Austin, Texas. Look at the arms on these things. My wife steals them. My wife's friends freaking steal them from me all the time. But they're made to wear underneath your motorcycle or motocross helmet, right? So I wear contacts and I wear glasses. And there's times when you're out and it's going to get kind of dark. You go eat dinner. You're not going to carry a dark shield or wear your dark shield. You can wear a Cleo shield, right? So you can actually freaking see coming home. Well, you can throw these on underneath your clear shield, and the arms are so light. These sunglasses are just ridiculous light, and I love them. But I don't even notice I have them on, Shea, when they're underneath my helmet. It's ridiculous. So I gotta hide them because yeah, my wife and especially her friend, every time she sees me, she says, "Give me your glasses," and takes off. But anyway, you guys can go to flyingeyesoptics.com, use the discount code PINTOGAS10 and get 10% off. And they are in prescription. Big shout out to RD Racing, my good mates out there in British Superbikes, Jake Marsh, absolute up and coming legend. Big shout out to all my friends racing in BSB this weekend. I'm cheering for every single one of you guys and girls. Let's freaking go get them, people. Vet 2 track. So all my veterinarian friends, listen, what Jim does, helps get your, whatever you're going through with PSTD at the racetrack, brings you out to the racetrack, get your mind off all that, whatever it is you're going through, be around racers and like-minded people and just have a lot of fun, right? And introduce you to something new and it'll change your life. So big shout out to Jim. Anybody interested, go to vet2track.com. If you guys have any questions or concerns, hit me up. I can put you in direct contact with Jim. Absolutely amazing human being, as all my friends are in this sport, right? Big shout out to SFL Mini GP, Shea. One of the most amazing programs, if not the most amazing program we have here in America for up and coming riders. I mean, look at all the Junior Cup racers that's coming out of SFL Mini. You know, right now, look, we got a 2023 champ, Avery the Lap Slayer Dreyer, Ella, Isaac Woodworth, Andrew. I mean, dude, the list goes on and on and on. So big shout out to SFL Mini GP. And what I love about Michael Carrera that runs it and everybody that supports it and helps out, Shea, when you sign up and let's say you take your 4-year-old daughter or your 5-year-old son or whatever, right? They have a beginner program. You sign up, you register. You don't have to bring shit. You don't have to have a bike, helmet, gear, or nothing. They provide everything. So there's no bullshit excuses. You sign up, you register. You can have the most fun you ever have in your life. And your life's going to be changed. So sflmini.com, people. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. I'll see you guys in October because I'm actually going to be there riding with him at the Heron Compound, which I'm absolutely ecstatic about. I finally get to meet some of my friends I never met before, right? Except for on the podcast. I can't wait. I'm so excited. 64-degree racing, Tate, one of the best undersuits absolutely in the world. 64degreeracing.com, trust me, custom. I can't say good enough stuff about it. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, and again, Shea, it's been an absolute honor. But now I'm done running my mouth, Shea. It's your turn. The floor is all yours. Tell everybody where they can find you at social medias, where the nearest racetrack you're going to be at, so people come out and show you all the love and support, and where they can find you. Well, we don't have the schedule yet for the BTR race program for 2025, but stay tuned to our socials, people, because they will be posting soon.
I'm on Instagram at SheaMac457, Shea Macgregor on Facebook. I don't have Twitter or X, but I'm TikTok. But I'll be at Brainerd at CRA Round 5 next weekend. And not quite sure where from there, but for sure next year in the Moto America paddock. Yeah, I'd like to thank you, Chris, for having me today. This was awesome. Thank you so much for reaching out and setting this up. Thank you to my parents for putting up with me and supporting me. And then Scott and everybody with the BTR program. It's been incredible. I can't believe that this whole experience is happening. And then I have one sponsor, ASV Inventions. And Miranda and Tommy, thank you for taking care of me in the pits. That's it. That's all. Chris at Counterweight Motorsports. He's awesome. He was my mechanic at BTR this year. Incredible human. Him and his wife, awesome people. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Shea just ended the podcast. And on that note, again, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, the legend herself, Shea Macgregor. All right, Shea, let me end this.